SmackDown date, September 9, 2022. Location, Climate Pledge Arena, Seattle, Washington. Commentators, Corey Graves, Michael Cole. Clash at the Castle has come and gone, and that means it is time for the setup to Extreme Rules. The show is in less than a month, and since there is not likely to be a Roman Reigns match, we'll need a new main event. That could go in a few different ways, and we might get an indication of that this week. Let's get to it. Brawling Brutes vs. Imperium. Kaiser knocks Holland into the corner to start, so it's off to Vinci, who gets elbowed in the head a lot. Butch works on Vinci's fingers before Gunther comes in for the big chop. We take a break and come back with Holland being taken into the corner so Vinci can come in for a suplex. Gunther comes in for some chops, but Holland busts Vinci's spine, allowing the tag to Butch. Everything breaks down and it's Gunther vs. Sheamus on the floor, which is broken up rather quickly. Back in, and Vinci pulls Butch into a hard clothesline to send us to another break. We come back again with Butch fighting out of Gunther's Boston Crab but not being able to make a tag. Gunther and Sheamus have their stare down, but Butch gets in a shot of his own, allowing the tag to Sheamus. Vinci and Kaiser are taken down, setting up the 25 forearms to the chest and related areas on Kaiser. The Irish Curse and Brogue Kick hit Vinci, who isn't legal, allowing Kaiser to grab a roll-up for 2. Holland comes back in for the big lariat on Kaiser, but Gunther chops him in the back of the head. Sheamus and Gunther get in the big fight and the fans are really happy. Everything breaks down and it's a triple fight until Holland suplexes Kaiser down hard, with Kaiser landing on his knee. The knee is fine enough to hit the European bomb to finish Holland at 19:02. Here are the Usos and Sami Zayn for a chat. Sami is rather fired up to be here and Jimmy seems pleased too, but he just glares. Jimmy talks about how deep the bloodline runs and introduces Solo Sikoa, with a highlight package from his time in NXT because WWE is finally learning. Solo says if you create problems, he'll finish them and he is here to stay. Cue Drew McIntyre to clear the ring with a chair, with Sami taking a shot for Sikoa. Aaliyah, Raquel Rodriguez vs. Toxic Attraction. Non-title and Toxic Attraction praises Rodriguez on the way to the ring. Jane, Alayaha broken bar. You're pretty. Jane kicks Rodriguez in the ribs to start, but Rodriguez takes over without much trouble. Aaliyah comes in and gets thrown at Dolan for 2 but gets pulled into the corner so the double teaming can begin. A running backsplash hits for Aaliyah for 2 and Jane cranks on both arms. Aaliyah ducks a clothesline though and rolls over for the hot tag to Rodriguez. A spinning side slam drops Dolan and the twisting Vader bomb elbow gets 2. Aaliyah breaks up the double suplex and the Tejana bomb finishes Jane at 4:58. Xia Ali vs. Natalya vs. Sonya Deville vs. Lacey Evans vs. Ronda Rousey. Elimination rules for the Extreme Rules title shot against Liv Morgan. Watching in a skybox, everyone goes after Rousey to start until Natalya tries to sharpshoot early. That's broken up and Rousey armbars Natalya for the tap at 1:19. Lee breaks up Rousey's armbar to Evans and Evans has to do the same for Evans. Deville is back up for a choke to Lee and Rousey armbars Evans for the stereo eliminations at 2:20. That leaves Deville vs. Rousey, with Rousey taking her down and hammering away. Piper's Pit is countered into a choke and they crash out to the floor, but they're right back in. Piper's Pit hits Deville and an ankle lock with a grapevine finishes Deville at 4:31. I'm not sure what to make of this one, as Rousey just wrecked most of the SmackDown women's division in less than 5 minutes. If you want to make Rousey the champion again, then do it. But don't have Morgan get destroyed at the pay-per-view and then keep the title on some fluke. This sets up the title match, but I'm worried about what they'll do when they get there. Shayna Baszler tells Ronda Rousey to take Liv out. That seems to work for Rousey, who seems to think she can do what Baszler couldn't. Eximum male models, Los Lotharios vs. Hit Row, Street Profits. Mansoor gets in trouble to start and the good guys chase everyone else off the apron and we take a break. Back with Adonis in trouble, but Humberto accidentally takes Angel out. The hot tag brings in Dawkins to clean house as everything breaks down. Humberto breaks up the big dive so Dawkins backdrops him to the floor. Dawkins hits his own big dive and Top Dollar loads up his own, only to have Moxxine break it up. B-Fab isn't having that and the brawl is on, leaving Mace to take the heavy hitter for the pin at 8:34. They do seem to be doing something with Hiro as the team is being treated as a threat, though having them around an established team like the Street Profits is only going to work for so long before they feel overshadowed. Granted, it doesn't help when they're beating a team like the Models, who are little more than jokes. Los Lotharios aren't much better, but a little variety would be good for them. Here is the Alpha Academy for a chat. We hear about how great the team is and the catchphrase is demonstrated before Chad Gable talks about how annoyed he is at the returning Braun Strowman. More bragging and threats ensue until Strowman storms the ring and wrecks them both, including a powerbomb to Otis. That seems to work. Drew McIntyre says Clash at the Castle should have been the greatest moment of his life. But it wasn't because of Solo Sikoa. Now it is time to face the consequences and Sikoa isn't going to like them. Drew McIntyre vs. Solo Sikoa. The Usos and Sami Zayn are here too. McIntyre starts fast and knocks Sikoa around without much trouble. The Future Shock connects early and Sikoa bails outside for a meeting. We take a break and come back with Sikoa holding a nerve hold. McIntyre fights up but gets knocked into the corner for the running Umaga attack. Back up and McIntyre gets in an elbow to the face but has to drop the Usos. Sami breaks up the big flip dive and the distraction lets Sikoa hit the super kick for 2. McIntyre is sent outside for the beating from the Usos but the Street Profits run in for the save. Ford hits the big dive, leaving McIntyre to Claymore Sikoa to the floor. The dive is loaded up but Karrion Kross comes in with the cross jacket to choke McIntyre for the DQ at 10:30. They had me worried at the end there and then saved it with the interference rather than Sikoa taking the Claymore for the pin. I get that you don't need Sikoa to get a pin over McIntyre straight off and it would be too far, but they did a nice job with finding a way out of the clean loss. Sami and the Usos continue to be a great wild card and it could be a lot of fun to see Zayn be the one who breaks the bloodline apart from within. Kross chokes McIntyre out to end the show, with the camera fading to black and commentary screaming for someone to help McIntyre in a great feature.